welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I'm on a mission to hit 3,000 subscribers, so make sure you click that button below. I would appreciate it. So we are on our final project in the garage. It is very bittersweet and we are kind of going out with a bang, to be quite honest with you. I went to a client's house. I just picked up an order where I thought it was supposed to be 15 like easy left chest logo shirts. It ended up turning into almost 23 shirts. It also turned into a variety of sizes between adult all the way down to like a child's. So we're gonna have to kind of mess with the logo size. And also we're gonna be adding a flag to one of the arm sleeves because the client does have that on their current shirt and they would like to continue that on their new shirts. So this is a brand new client to me. They did not have any digitizing. I had to send it over to my digitizer, got that done. He verified, approved. And right now we have to run our first sample. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. And then basically this project is going to take me quite a few days because the fact that we are doing 2 different placements. I did ask if he was in a rush. He said no. I said, okay, I'm planning to work it the next 3 days, which will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, just to see where we can go. Because again, I'm going to be moving on Saturday and I'm just trying to get everything wrapped up before I do so. I mean, if I have to come back to town, I definitely will, and it's not gonna hurt me. But I'm just trying to do everything that I can while I'm here, while my machine's here, things like that. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned. So I've already gone ahead, created the logo, put it on my USB. I'm actually in the process of trying to convert it over to my machine right now. I was able to kind of group some images together just so it's like less time that it's constantly moving. Also, there is a tiny font. So when you have tiny fonts, you need to change your thread and your needle size. So just an FYI, you need to change it on your software to kind of default it to its own color. So you're able to change it within the machine itself. So even though I'm going to be doing basically an entire white logo with like a pop of yellow, I still had to tell my machine it was 2 different colors. So I made sure that when it goes to the smaller font, it's going to change out that thread with that correct needle. So in this situation, it's going to be my number 9 because my 9 is just my standard, and then it's gonna jump into my color pop, which is yellow, so that's 9, 10, 11. It's gonna hit 11, and then finally it's gonna go back into my tiny font. So I've already gone ahead and left my 65 weight thread as well as my 65-inch needle on my machine. I just realized I'm gonna leave black and white permanently on my machine. So if you guys do have a 15 needle head or even larger, maybe consider doing that as well, just so you're not constantly changing out at least the needle and that thread. Even if you did one, even if you had like a 6-head machine, maybe one of them you can leave to your 65 needle and then you can just change out that one for the thread. That's just my personal opinion. I find that it's a lot easier, things like that. So I've gone ahead, I've selected that. Now again, we are going to be running a sample before we run anything because again, client did provide me the shirts, so we wanna make sure that they're not getting messed up. They're kind of familiar to a Columbia, I believe. Some are Columbia and then the rest of them are like different brands. So yeah, we're gonna have to do double backing on a lot of those just because of the type of style shirt that it is. So again, you need to double up your backing on those versus just your standard like polos that I typically work. I only do one. But anyway, let's go ahead. I got everything set up. Let's run that sample. I think I'm just gonna run it on my black cutaway, I guess is basically what I'm trying to get at since I am using white thread. So let's go ahead, grab that and hoop it now. This is so heavy. image just completed. I will be honest with you guys, it looks awesome. Now I am going to be covering it because the client does want their phone number on the shirt. So I'm like, let me tape it off. You can see right through that. Let's add another piece. See if that blocks it out. All right, that blocked it out. So the client actually did provide me a prior shirt with another digitizer. I never asked why they left their last one and they went, oh, I don't ask this question because I know you guys will say, well, why did they leave their other one? This client actually did tell me. He said that the reason he switched to me was because I was willing to accept shirts that he wanted to provide, because the digitizing company he was working with, they had to supply the shirts. And that's very, very common, especially with bigger companies, because of the liability aspect, where if they ruin the shirt, they can get it easily replaced, or maybe they keep, you know, quantities on hand. Versus me, I don't do that. So if a shirt gets messed up, unfortunately it does come out of my pocket. I do need to start doing a disclaimer that if you provide shirts and the machine messes it up, I am not liable for said shirt. I'm a little puss. I am. I'm a little puss, so I just don't say anything. Anyways, I'm gonna show you, oh, I need to cover the number on here too. Like, could you imagine I show you on one shirt and not the other? Dork. All right. I find it very fascinating to look at embroidery. I love looking at embroidery, especially when I like go to places, even if it's like Walmart and Walmart offers embroidery. It's just fascinating to me, and I will always look at like the stitching. I'll go like real close. I'll look at the stitching. I'll look at the backing, things like that. So I'm going to show you the original logo that he had done, which is this right here. I'm trying to do a good job. So here it is, right? So it's not bad, right? Looks really good, clean. I am noticing though that if you zoom in a little closer, they actually do not clean it up in between each letter. And I was, to be honest with you, but I'm noticing like the more and more I look at embroidery, I see where people are not doing that. So I might actually end up changing it up where I'm not doing that either. And then I love looking at the back. So I don't have this backing, but like, do you guys know what that is? Obviously it's really worn out because he's worn it a dozen times, but like, look at that. That's what he uses as the back currently. So I found, oh, excuse me, hiccup, found that very interesting. Also, he does want a flag. This flag, I'll be honest, I was originally like, oh, that's a patch, and then they sewed it on. No, they did not. This thing is so tight and like crisp looking. I'm a little intimidated because I probably can't do the same, but look at this. So instead of doing stars, it does dots, right? And that's it right there. Honestly, guys, do not lie. That looks like a patch. But look, clearly she is not a patch. And I noticed like, I don't see any backing on here unless, no, like I am not seeing backing on here. But she be thick. Like, she looks really good. I don't think my flag comes out that good. But I did tell him that I do typically do a bigger flag than this. So I'll probably go a little bit bigger. Obviously, I don't want to go like too big. So anyways, again, here's the logo. This is what we're comparing. This is the original one he provided me. I did check out the size. It is exactly 4 inches by 2.5. So that is the request I sent over to my digitizer. And then this is the one that we just embroidered now. Like obviously, as you guys can see, we have where it kind of jumps in between the letters. I'm leaving that. It's on the current shirt. Obviously, it's not that big of a deal, but otherwise, I think that looks great. The only thing is like there's a thread that goes from here up to here that I did have to chop. I'm not really sure why my digitizing does that. I'm pretty sure it can be corrected, but it's really clean. I really like it. Let's actually check the measurement on this one because it looks a hair bigger. You guys can't see me, but no, I know I'm going to show you upside down, but it's exactly 4 inches long. And then obviously we have, I can't show you this part, but let's see. So from the peak of the roof down, well, I'm just under a 1/2 inch, like just under. So yeah, we're the exact same size. And honestly, I don't know why, but I felt like my roof itself, like this part, like this up here, looks bigger. Hold on. Let's do a side by side. What do you guys think? Am I maybe I'm just a little cuckoo? Well, it's just a different shape. This is kind of more fat. This is kind of more like tall. Also around the windows, they have it outlined. Mine is not. He was completely fine with that, so I don't have that part. But otherwise, yeah, we look good. We are confirmed. Also, we are not doing left chest. We're doing right chest. So let's go and show you getting that process set up. So I've gone ahead and I've actually organized the shirts from like the size of logo that I'm going to be using right now. And then I also pulled out the shirts that I probably won't. This one I'm debating. This one I might be able to. He actually had some shirts he wants done for his children. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look how cute this little thing is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So obviously we're gonna have to make the logo smaller. This is a size 4. He also provided these adorable, cute little dresses for his daughter. And I believe this is 4T. So obviously, again, we're gonna have to go a little bit smaller on said logo. And everything is going to be right chest, which I was like, hey, when as soon as he showed them to me, I'm like, we're gonna do right chest, we can't do left chest. And he's like, what? And obviously I think everything looks backwards, but I can't embroider over this, buddy. Like I can't. So everything's gonna have to be on this side. So because of that, we do have to switch out my machine. No, I'm not. Changing out my hoop master. So I typically keep it on my left side. We're gonna go ahead and move her over. So all you gotta do is just pick it up and plop her back down. Now I am gonna have to check because obviously as we can tell, the left chest does sit kind of on the higher side. So I might have to adjust accordingly per each shirt. But let's go ahead. Also, I'm still using the Amazon 8x8s that I picked up. I am gonna be doubling these up because they are on the thinner side. I'm gonna at least double it up and see how it goes. Clearly, you would probably wanna just get a thicker backing, but I don't recall seeing a thicker one. So maybe I just have to look a little harder. So all we're gonna do is just hoop her on, just very similar. It's just kind of odd because it's on the other side. There is absolutely nothing different other than the placement. Oh, I need my hoop. Oh, it's buried under all these clothes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set her here. I will come in closer on my next clip, but basically what I'm doing is I'm using my pocket as my guide to make sure that it is kind of centered. And then from there, we're just gonna, oh, what happened? Oh, I never put the backing on. I thought I had it on from the other hoop. Because look, I had it here, so I just figured it was already on. It's not. It's been a long day. Long day. Long. Guys, I've been up since 3:30 this morning. And it is 7:30 right now, so a long day. All right, let's try this again because that looked good too. Dang it. All right, so let's see that. Let's kind of shift her over a hair just because, like I said, I'm using my pocket as my reference. Now she snaps. There we go. Good girl. I talked to her like she's a dog. All right, so as you guys can see right here, this is actually the top half of the pocket. Logo will be going right here. Okay, so all that we're gonna do is just slide her on in. Now, of course, we want to map her out. She probably needs to come up a hair. She's a little too close to the pocket for my comfort. We're just centering it. We're gonna, nope. I hit my down arrow, which technically down arrow goes up and up arrow goes down. Yeah, confusing, I agree. And I hit my down and my up was going, but okay. Nope, still need to go up a little bit more. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Lego. Dang. This first logo, she came out bomb. I'm actually gonna show you guys the little, I'm gonna show it to you. She looked good. She looked good. You know what I didn't do? I didn't pre-hoop my next shirt because I went inside and I started chit-chatting with my family. Look, see how I told you it does this? No big deal. Honestly, if I take tweezers and I just pull at it, it actually comes right out. So there's not really much of a cleanup that I have to do other than that one little spot. Otherwise, she looked good. You know what the client did ask though? He asked me to send a picture of it. I do have to hit one little letter. Oh, baby. Please have this happen to the rest 23 shirts, 22 shirts. Oh, Lord. All right. And then this is the backing. So that's what it's gonna look like. Not bad at all. I always love showing you guys the backing, but obviously we work with white thread, white bobbin, so you really can't see the difference, but it looks really good. I'm happy with it. Let's take a photo. I have to send it to him, but while I'm sending that to him, I'm gonna hoop the next 2 shirts so we can just the groove it going. Recording, I thought I was recording, I wasn't. I actually texted him and I was like, let me just kind of hoop the other shirts while I'm waiting for him to respond back because I didn't know if he was gonna respond quick or not. He just did. I wish you saw my reaction. He's like, I didn't think I would like it, but it looks awesome. So, score! Makes me so happy. It actually looks really good. Awesome. So, that's positive news. Let's go ahead and continue. So as promised, I do want to come in a little bit closer so you guys can see exactly what I am doing. Hopefully you can. But basically I have everything hooped. I'm going to put on my hoop. I can't talk. I'm going to go ahead and put on my hoop. And here's what I do, right? Now let's kind of center you a little bit better. You see that? So can you see it? Yeah, so right here, here's my pocket. It's a little off, so I'm just gonna shift it over. I just kind of move it just ever so slightly. And I'm gonna kind of pull it down just a little bit because again, we want to embroider like up here. I'm probably just gonna unbutton this. Let's go ahead, unbutton that so it gives us a little bit more room. And then we are just going to place her on down. So now she will embroider right there. Sometimes this does happen. I don't know why. There we go. Perfect. Now, as you see, we're gonna make sure that when we center it, we're gonna center it in our pocket. She's gonna go right there. All right, so I was gonna complete one more shirt before I headed out because I wanted to be done by 8:30 tonight since, like I said, I did kind of start late. I'm not gonna lie about that. I had to pick up this order, I had to drop off another order, had to run some errands, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna, I think I only ended up accomplishing like 4 shirts tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I was gonna try to do 5. It's not huge, but again, we're making mine small dents, small dents. Now, one thing I do wanna make note of, I did already hoop a shirt, but I personally don't like to leave the shirts hooped like that overnight. I really don't think it does any harm in the shirt, to be quite honest with you. It's just a personal preference. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this preset up for tomorrow. So we'll be good. And then from here, I'm just gonna cut out my backing and we'll pick up tomorrow. Tomorrow, it'll be a snap of a finger. And to me, it will be hours and hours later. So we are on day 2. So let's see how many shirts we can get done today. 1, 2. We have number 3, number 4, and 5 is on deck. Shirt 5 is done. All right, we have shirt number 6. We are officially on shirt number 7. 8 is on the machine, and 9 is about to be hooped, I believe. I'm probably gonna run these last 2 shirts. I'm probably gonna call it a night in here. So I'm gonna call it a wrap. I didn't end up doing the final, or one more shirt, I should say. You can kind of see it right there on my Hoop Master. I did end up doing 8 shirts in total today, which honestly is not that bad. I think I started just after 6, and then right now it's about 8:21, and I wanted to be done by 8:30, just so I have a little bit of an afternoon, because I've literally been going all day. I still do have 5 more shirts to still complete for the adults, and then once I do those, I gotta jump into the kids shirts. But again, I gotta lower the size. And honestly, at that point, I'm still not done with the order, because now we have to then go into the American flag for basically all like the blue shirts. So that will be a continuation. So I'm really curious how many days this is gonna take me. I'm thinking I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and then I'm taking off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I'll be back Monday. But we'll see how much we get done tomorrow. See you then. A couple days since the last time I was filming, and I'm talking about like 5 days later. I have since moved, so I've been extremely busy. But my machine is still at my parents' house. Basically, I want to finish up all my orders before I make the transition of my machine, just in case anything goes wrong. I'm not committed to any orders. And as of right now, I legitimately have 3 left. But that's for another subject. I did go ahead and complete all 22 of my shirts, technically 21. One of the dresses got messed up. I'll just kind of do a quick explanation. So remember when I told you your thread starts like bunch together, that means that your needle needs to be replaced? Well, I replaced that needle, and then I started to embroider again. But the problem is that I think it was like Houdini style. Like the thread kept coming out of the needle. I went inside because I was having a moment, and my dad was like, well, maybe there's just something wrong with the needle. If you just replaced it and wasn't having issues before. So I'm like, maybe you're right. So then I replaced the needle again, immediately again, and bada bing, bada boom, it completely worked. However, because I kept trying to re-embroider with the second needle, right? The first one was wearing out. I replaced it a second time, or I placed it technically first time. Hopefully you're getting what I'm putting down. And because I kept trying to embroider it so many times, I would show you it, but it's inside. It basically at that point made the H look like a blur. So I just told the client, I'm like, listen, I could either remove the cost from your overall, or I can have the dress replaced. And he wants me to replace the dress. So I'm gonna work on that here in just a second. Otherwise, I did all the shirts except one, because look how tiny she is. She's inky dinky. And I'm taking another break real quick because she's gonna stress me out. Otherwise, I've completed every other one. Super cute, super adorable. Remember, I can't really show them because they do have the client's numbers on them. But overall, I am happy. Like I said, I still do have 2 other orders I will be working on, because I was foolish enough and took on more because I have a hard time saying no. And I keep scratching myself because as you hear these stupid bugs outside, it's getting late. It's almost 8:20 at night. But yeah, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. The move was a lot. And yeah, we have a lot to still do. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my content. I really do appreciate it. I'm really sorry I went down to 1 video. I'm itching to come back to 2. I really, really am. But obviously we have to make that transition before we can do so. So if you guys could, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next crafting project. Bye everyone.